Good afternoon, class. My name is Lorenzo Dubison, and my ethnicity is Haitian. We are a very small country from the Caribbean. However, we have a very rich culture. Our history started in 1492. We were struggling because, we used to be slave, and during those days, we was owned by like two European countries. Like it started off with Spain, and then we eventually became owned by like the French. And after that, we revolted from the French, and it was the first successful slave revolt. Like on January 1st, 1804, we gained our independence from the French, and we were so proud of that moment because we was the first black successful slave revolt like in the entire world. Like it was the first country to gain our independence. And to celebrate that moment, every 1st of January, we will celebrate by drinking. Yeah, to celebrate like our independence, we will drink pumpkin soup. So the pumpkin soup basically represent like the struggle that we went through. Cause when we used to be slave, we used to cook the pumpkin soup for like the French and feed it to them. But we didn't have the ability to eat the pumpkin like to enjoy the pumpkin soup for ourselves. So, as a reminder, we drink the pumpkin soup like every 1st of January, because that's when we got our independence. Another thing that you guys need to know like about Haitian culture is like growing up in Haiti, like we don't really have like a lot of technology. We don't have like TV, cable, so like a way we will entertain kids and like basically ourselves too is by teaching each other like proverbs. But like I don't remember most of them. But like my dad used to tell me proverbs when I was little. Cause like it used to be you go to school, you come back home, you eat at the nighttime. My mom used to make hot chocolate and soup, and then we'll just tell jokes and tell each other proverbs. But like proverb is kind of like it's a life lesson, but like it's in a so like a proverb goes like this. Like in Haiti, it'll be like belle dame pas dit belles amies. It's like something about like your appearance. Like you might appear this good looking, but it doesn't mean that that's gonna be like a good person or the person is not toxic or stuff like that. When you look at like the reason why we migrated or immigrated to this country, it's because like after like or we gain our independence and stuff like that, our economy never flourished because one, we had nobody to trade with, like nobody really wanted to give us the opportunity to be part of like the world. So it was kind of like isolated from the rest of the world because nobody really wanted to trade with us. And two, like everybody, like every one of our leaders, they don't really like help the country develop. They mainly take all resources and store it for themselves, and then like once their power is over, they go. But like we had dictatorship take over a country, and then so like we have a very bad economy because like our country is extremely poor. We have no security. Like people can get kidnapped. Like you have a business, you could get kidnapped trying to get supplies for your business. People get killed. We have no security. Like the cops, the government is basically corrupted, and then so people will choose to like move here. And yeah, when I moved here, like I was a little, I was like 7 years old, so like I wasn't sure like to what was going on. So upon reading the text for the class, I remember like a lot of stuff like about my culture. Like it actually helped me remember stuff and like understand more about like what happened to Haiti. Cause like I didn't really get like my whole cultural history, but like I got like a part of it from the text. But like when we moved here, like I was with my mom, but my dad, he was still in Haiti. He was holding down like business because we had a boutique over there. So he was holding down the boutique and like sending us money to support us because over here, because we didn't really have good jobs yet because documentation and stuff like that until we eventually get them. And then he came here. So when I look at the marriage part for the class, it had like it kind of had the same family dynamic that I have, because it was like in my culture, like usually like the man is like the breadwinner, but since my mom was here and then she already had tipped her toe into the US economy, and then we started like doing better, and then my dad, he was still in Haiti, so when he finally come over here, he was falling behind, so my mom had to become the breadwinner and stuff like that. So she basically became the head of the household. But the text said that like men could like find it hard to adjust. But yeah, I seen that as kind of true. But like they said like it will recommend therapy, but like as it goes on, like my dad, he just accept the role like as it is and like try to support my mom as best as he can, like in ways. In the end, even though we have a very corrupt like government, but like my culture is still a very rich culture because we have like a lot of things that we do to make like things fun, like to interact with, because art is like a big part of it. Because another thing that we do to celebrate our independence is like we do a carnival. Like every state in the country will do like a big carnival for like days. And music is a very big part. Religion is a very big part of my culture. We are mainly Roman Catholic, and some branches are like Protestants in it, and some part of Voodoo. But like we don't really know too much about it, so I can't say anything. Yeah, upon reading the text, I learned a lot about us because I learned when we got our independence. I learned like when we started, like why our economy was so poor was because like we didn't have nobody to trade with, and we tried trading with America, and it was like nah, fam. So I was like, alright, damn. But yeah, that's it. Thank you. This is my ethnicity report.